If you don't take anything from my videos, I want you to always remember the basics work. So let's go ahead and turn your sad booty into a happy booty, starting with some cable kickbacks, an absolute favorite of mine. Learning how to perform cable kickbacks can be a challenge, but you need to learn how to perform them because it was the first exercise I saw some progress in my glutes from. In order to perfect cable kickbacks, you need ankle scraps. You can use the cable handle if you want. It's not the most stable. You're going to be frustrated in the end. Get yourself some off of Amazon. They cost about $8 to $10. We're starting out in what I like to call a runner stance. And I feel like this is the best way to describe it. So runner stance, whatever foot you're starting with should be the furthest foot away from the cable. I'm starting with my right foot, right? So my left foot is my stabilizing foot. It is closest to the cable machine. My right foot is furthest away. And this isn't going to feel comfortable to you at first. I think most people want a movement to come naturally, but your body isn't used to it yet. So practice, practice, practice. After practicing for a while, adjust. Don't just keep doing the same thing over and over again because somebody said this is the movement, the placement you're supposed to be in. Our bodies are structured different. I'm shorter. Some people are taller. Some people are wider. Some people are more narrow. You know what I'm saying? So with your back parallel to the ground, and it doesn't have to be completely parallel. Get that out your head. You just need to be in a very fixed position so that your upper body doesn't move while your lower body does. Now that we have the foot placement down, let's go ahead and focus on your hands. So I like to use both parts in the machinery to stabilize me, but not to hold me up. If you're depending on the cable too much, you need to lighten your weight because more than likely it's just too heavy, y'all. You don't want to start this exercise off going really heavy until you master the movement itself. So my right hand is pushing against the machine. My left is gripping it, not too firmly. Remember, just to stabilize myself. And you should already know what I'm going to say. Rule of thumb, core stays nice and tight. Spine stays nice and aligned. This is already an exercise that's going to put some strain on the lower back. You're going to feel it. Don't run away. It's not a bad thing as long as it's not excessive or long term. Now that we have everything in order, I want you to always keep a slight bend in your stabilizing knee. That stabilizer is the one that is closest to the cable machine and not attached to the cable. So let's move through this movement. Take your time. There's no rush. As you draw back down to start position, that working leg should go slightly past that stabilizing knee. That's it. And then we're back up into a kickback. You can either keep a little bend in that working leg like you see me doing here, or you can straighten that leg out a little more. You're going to figure out which one's best for you. If you're struggling with keeping your upper body stagnant, you can do these while standing straight up. This is what I started off with. It's less taxing on the back and you don't have to kick as high. So if you're a beginner, start here. Even if you're not, if you just don't want to feel that pain in your lower back, start here. They both get the job done.
Eccentric. I'ma tell you this one time. Boy, I want you to be mine. Can I come see you now? Can I lay with you outside? Can I touch your lips with mine? 'Cause I need you now. Don't wanna leave, I just wanna be.
I used to love this exercise. Recording this content for y'all reminded me of it, so I'm for sure getting back to it. But cable donkey kicks, the setup can be a little funky, but you still need your ankle straps, so grab those. You also need a mat to protect your knees. These burn, but they do something great for the booty. So let's go ahead and attach any ankle to the cable machine and get started with our form. I like to do these either on my wrist or my forearms, but if you have wrist pain, I highly recommend just sticking to your forearms. It does the same exact thing. The only thing here is we want to make sure we keep our core very tight. We stay very engaged with our muscles just because it is a odd positioning. You want to get as close to the cable machine as comfortably possible And make sure you do a practice set before getting into your working sets. But when it comes to your leg placement, it should be at a 90-degree angle the entire time. What you're going to do is lead with the heel of your working foot, kicking it in the air just enough to feel a squeeze in your glutes. Once you feel that squeeze, come back down to start position, but don't allow the weights on the cable to clack together. There should be constant tension on your glutes. So you're just going to come back down just enough and kick back up into the air, again leading with the heel of our working foot. I hope that makes sense, y'all. If you find this too complex, you can also do these on the ground with some resistance bands. Just make sure you are leaning on the side of the band that you're not using so that it doesn't flop up and then you have to stop. And again, if you have achy wrists, you can perform these on your forearms like you see me doing here.
I tell you what it's all about, 'cause you make me feel this way. It's kinda like, you make me feel and believe me.
If your knees are achy also, you can perform these flat on your stomach. Just remember, y'all, keep the tension in the band. That is the entire point of this exercise, and you also won't be able to kick that high. Just keep the tension in the band. When you feel that squeeze in your glutes, go back down to start position. Back up again, leading with that heel.
All I speak to right now, just wanna lay with you all night, feel your body next to mine. Boy, I need you now. Don't wanna leave, I just wanna be here by your side. You make me feel and believe that we in paradise. 'Cause I don't feel the ground, no, I don't feel the ground, but I'm feeling right. I tell you what it's all about, 'cause you make me feel this way. It's kinda like
When it comes to strictly banded work, you won't get the same pump as you would if you would have added some weights to it. But if you don't like cable kickbacks, you can also perform them using resistance bands. You really want to play around with the positioning of it to see what gives you the best tension. For me personally, I recommend putting your band around your ankle if you're going to be performing cable kickbacks. It feels absolutely amazing. It'll make it a little more difficult. And if you're not up for difficulty, bring your band up maybe around your calves, and you'll still get a lot of tension. The other two exercises are really going to help lift the booty. Now, hip abductions are really going to help plump the booty. Get it to the center of your pants, give it that extra oomph, all that good stuff. So when it comes to your feet placement, I like to turn my heels inward towards each other, and my feet are also on the first piece of the platform just because I'm a little shorter. So if you're taller, pick which one works best for you depending on your height. And there's a lot of ways you can perform hip abductions. You can either lean forward, placing your hands on the platform, or you can sit up and hold the handles of the machine. I recommend doing both. Just do a variety because you really want to hit the glutes at multiple angles so that we can shape it so that it can look good. You know what I'm saying? But that is the end of the video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. As always, I hope it reached the right audience. But thank y'all for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, show me some love, comment down below if that's what you're feeling. I'll respond. And I will see y'all soon. It's much love. Bye.